are already on a root directory, then you need to go to that path. Or if you're already over here, then you need to go like this. Let me tell you once again. I will tell you. That's a good question, I guess. How you get a access key and secret key. So what is the first step? What is the first step?
AWS, yeah, the AWS config,
Configure. Configure. Not
configure.
config.
Okay.
Right. Configure. Put AWS configure. The moment you put AWS configure, it would ask you for an access key.
Mhm.
Or this is your access key. You get it. Put it. See, UM4J at the last, UM4J at the last. That means it is correct. Similarly, 6VGK, last 4 digits only would be mentioned just for reconciliation that you are putting the correct way. Or put it like this, paste. US East 1. Default output, leave it. AWS S3 LS to see whether you're
Nice.
able to see the list of the files or commands or not. Now you simply put this AWS S3CP sample file text to this and you just write sample file new. Okay, enter. If everything is working fine, you would be able to copy it from here into your local. Uploaded a file. Now your next question, that was a good question as well, that from where did you got this access key and secret key? Now
Mhm.
this access key and secret key is created by an IAM user. Okay, so what we did was we created one IAM user that had the correct access and the secret key associated with it.
Okay.
Yeah. So we
Mhm.
created a user that had full permissions. I'm reiterating, I created a user that had super permissions or full access. That means it was not blocking me at any point of time. If it was blocking me at any point of time, then I would be getting access denied what I was getting at the start. Okay,
Okay. Mhm.
is it fine?
Yes.
I'm just writing this way. So I've just, whenever you watch your recordings, you can just pause it. So what I did was, if you carefully see, I created one IAM user at the start. I already had one user. Now you need to go to an IAM user page. You need to go to an IAM user page. Over here, you need to click on create a user. Click on create a user. Okay, write the nice username. Maybe you can write conscious your name over there. And uh, I'm getting this access denied. Not sure why I'm getting this today. I created this user. Okay, awesome. And that user has a security credential by the name UM4J. If you can see, I don't know why this is not working today. Clear UM4J. Now, how did you create the keys? Click on access key and secret key. Click on others at the last. Okay. Hello,
Yeah,
you
I'm
getting
here.
it?
Mhm.
And click on access, create access key. So you would have those keys in a format, in Excel format, and then you can authenticate it.
Okay.
Fine.
Yes.
So this is the first step. Now, what a developer does is, now once the developer is already connected to AWS console using a CLI, he creates a repository by the name of awesome. Okay. Once he creates a repository, I don't know why this is working. Access denied, permission denied. Now this is a sample file, right? If you remember, I modified the sample changes as well. Now, if I want a sample file to be copied onto my local, I click on create a pull request. Okay, so what I'm doing is I am a developer and I want to move that code into the main branch. Okay, so the default branch is main branch. Okay, I click on compare. Now, if you remember, I made one changes, right? Modifying into the existing branch. So let me create one branch first. Uh, let me, this is behaving very weird today. Branch
Yeah, maybe
name,
internet.
not an internet issue. I don't know why, but development branch from the main branch. I'm just creating like this. Okay. So now your default branch is a main branch and now you are on the development branch. You have a file over here. Let me just modify this file. Let me go to the sample.txt file, click on edit. Few more changes made into dev branch. Fine. Write the name of the author, dev as of now. Click on commit changes. Clear? Now, already it is saved. I don't know. Just ignore this error for the time being. I don't know what is the issue. Maybe
Okay.
there is some maintenance activity going on AWS side. Maybe because this is holiday time, right? Now,
Mm-hmm.
so they would be having some maintenance work. Now, you are currently on a conflict branch. So now, if you want to move from source to destination, you click on compare. Currently, no conflict between you can close this and pull request and merge. Okay, so there's no conflict as of now because both are on the having the same changes made. However, if you want to check it like this and main branch, so there's no conflict. Everything is clear. Again, let's make few more changes over here in the branch. Let's go to the main branch. It's causing a problem. Click on create a pull request. I think there's some maintenance going on for sure. Now source is dev, destination is your main branch. Compare. See, you got the changes. Now this is how your Git also works, right? You would see to it that what are the changes in your main branch, which your master branch is not having, or vice versa. If you want to merge those changes, you can do that. If you want to ignore those changes also, you can do that. If you want to simply go on create a pull request, you would do that and both would be merged simultaneously. Clear?
Yes.
Right. Also, if you want to commit it, each branch has a respective commit ID associated with it. Commit ID 1, commit ID 2, and whatever changes you have done. If you open this commit ID, if you open this commit ID, you would see all the necessary changes that have been associated with it. Let me open this. Who committed this at what point of time, what was the author, what was the parent commit ID, etc, etc. So this would give you an indication as well. If there are 15 people who are working in your team, they can see to it. Now see what all commits were made at what point of time, who did that. You can simply go to this commit visualizer and it can give you all the details. Also, if you want to compare the commits, that what commits were done and what were the comparison done, you can choose the dev and the main branch and you can see to it. So this was all about creating a repository and then creating a code inside it, comparing it and merging it. Any doubts until now on this conscience? If you have it, let me know. I can re-explain it to you 100 times.
Can we go back to like the very side when you created a repository and put in the code? Because I got how from the command
Mm,
line how you configured it and
mhm.
how you put it, but
Okay.
from the first time where you created this repository,
Mm.
I just kind of then and when you put the file inside the repository.
Okay, got it. So you click on code commit. This is your page. You click on create a repository. I'm redoing it for you. I'm just creating a test repository as of now, just for the timing. Put the names
Okay.
over here and click on create. Okay.
Oh,
So
oh,
your
okay.
repository is created. Now you have multiple options. Either you can create a file from scratch or
Or
you can
upload
upload it from your local.
code repository. Okay.
It's up to you, or from any other repository that is available, or you can create an empty repository as well.
Okay.
Fine.
Yes, it
There
is.
is a 100% maintenance going on in AWS for sure. This error never comes up in my life. I've not seen it very frequently. This is showing it up.
Maybe there's a maintenance going up.
Yes, correct. Maybe in Asia Pacific it is going on, or
Yeah.
in my region. So because of which every time it is like showing it up for no reason. So this is the repository. I hope you have got it. Now there are
Yes.
other things also. I will tell you how this works. You must have seen, right? If you want to clone your code, what you do is you simply copy this HTTPS request, and whatever you want to clone it, you get this entire URL of your repository. If I open this into a notepad, you will understand that what I am trying to say. The moment you click on this HTTP request, it would take you to a URL. And if I give you this URL and if I ask you to hit it, it will be at a location where my code is residing. It asks me for my username, the same username with which I have done the code commit, the same
Oh,
one.
okay.
Okay. Okay. So now, as I told you, the code is completely secured and it is protected. And all I need is if I want to see my code, I just put the username and I put the password. Jesus. And I put the password because it would be prompting me for it. So showing some error, but that is how the code commit actually works.
Okay.
Right. There's an issue. So if you want to securely see it using SSH, you can also do that. So if you are a developer and if you want to share it over the internet also, until unless the person has a password or credentials associated with it, he or she cannot see anything related to it. Any doubts
Okay.
on code commit on the demo that I have shown it to you?
No.
How to create a code, how to create a branch, how to merge a branch, how to create a repository, how to associate a repository, how to create a pull request, how to integrate it. Anything that you want me to explain?
No, for now.
Okay, that's great. Now, validate a pull request. As I told you, if you go to this one also, there are many times that you automatically want to validate a pull request, or you want yourself that some automation should be done that would help you to validate a pull request. So if you see over here, create a pull request, right? So whenever you're creating a pull request, like there's a developer who creates and updates the pull request, then there are two branches, dev and production, like what we have, the main branch and the development branch. Now for validation, what they are doing is they are creating an event bridge. That event bridge is nothing but it acts as a trigger which would invoke a lambda function that would have all the pull request comments associated with it, validate it, and then merge these two into one. Clear? Once it is merged successfully, then the build would happen, and in case of success or failure, it would again perform the pull request back with the necessary comments. Clear?
Yes.
So this was your changes that you have done. You have managed, created pull request, whatever comments you have done. Um, Now, when you want to build it, this is your build phase. Build a project. Let me go over here. When you go to build a project, click on create a build project. Now you need to choose the source, or maybe let's say awesome build. Okay, or let's say code build. Code commit. Yes, I have my repository is my code commit only. This is my repository. Okay. Now branches, which is my branch. I'm using a main branch. Okay. Any code commit IDs that you have, this is a default ID that is available. Any environments where you want to use it, manage environments, custom environments, EC2 or Lambda. I'm using Lambda because serverless is runtime. I'm using Python. Assume that. Images, anything. Let's say let's use 12.2. It may throw an error as well because I'm using uh, those default service rules at present. Okay. Or you can use awesome code. It is there, I guess. Awesome code build role. Yes, there it is. So this is the role. Uh, build spec.yaml. Yes, write a name for it. So I'm writing test build spec.yaml artifacts, CloudWatch, group name, everything, and finally create a build project. So what it is now doing is from my existing repository where I have a code, it is doing a build for me. Click on start a build. That code may work or may not because I'm using a default code as of now. Not a default, I'm just using a simple layman language English code. So I'm not putting any programs over here. You go to this build phase, see everything got succeeded. Submitted, queued, provisioning, and everything got succeeded because it was simple English, right? I was not doing anything. Build failed, of course, because it was looking for something code related to Python where there was no such file or directory available, where there was no build spec.yaml as well. So nothing was there in present. But this is how a build actually works. These are the build details that are available with me and the logs that are generated. Finally, status would be successful or failed. It depends on what you have. So if you have your complete code ready, you can run this build and you can see to it how that is there. Any issues, any queries until now?
No.
Are you getting it or not? First tell me that.
So far I'm getting it. I'm getting a little.
That's great. Mm,